Hey YouTube, Coppersan here, and welcome to the first episode of the mini-series Zero to Hero, the leveling and progression series without any zeros or hero classes in it. In this series, we're starting out on a fresh account without any characters on it, as we try to get as strong as possible before the Destiny update is released mid-June. I aim to get 15k, so 15,000 main stats, but let's see how far we can get before that date. We're playing in a reboot server, so while you can follow along in other servers, we won't be trading and we will be making use of some of the reboot only features. I'll try to keep this series short and to the point, as we'll go over how to build up your account and when we're gonna defeat certain bosses. You're gonna follow the whole process basically. In today's episode, we're starting up and we're building the foundation. We're gonna reach level 200, unlock bosses and reach close to 3000 main stats. I'll be an isolating mage for this series, going back to my old roots. This was my first main in MapleStory, so that's gonna be really fun. We follow the regular training path that takes us to golems in Hanoy until level 20, then we go to stumps in Pyrion and later to the cursed eyes in Ylenia. Even though we're hitting like a wet noodle, this still shouldn't take that long for you. The first character that you create in Reboot will get a special Reboot growth box that contains a lot of useful items and mesos, and we will be making use of that. Also, please do not use your pets yet. You get a free 5-hour snail pet and a free pet from the Do You Know About Pets quest that you unlock at level 33. That quest can be found in the light bulb on the left side of the screen. Getting a 90-day pet or a permanent pet as a free-to-play player can be quite tough in the beginning, so save those free pets for later when looting mesos becomes a lot more important. Next, we're doing two team dungeons, Elinel Ferry Academy and Rihanna Strait. Both team dungeons can be started from the Lightbulb notifier. It is important to do both of them because they both give accessories that can be used to get more Star Force cheaply, and because boss accessories just usually never drop for me, so getting those is pretty chill. Sometimes I am truly unlucky Stan and those accessories will actually go a long way. After you reach level 50, you can start unlocking your inner abilities. Make sure to keep resetting those until you hit legendary. Inner abilities can be unlocked by completing the quest The Eye Opener from the light bulb at the left side of your screen. Every class has different needs for their inner abilities. I'm aiming to either get buff duration or attack speed, just depending on which one I hit first. And if I get a legendary meso drop line, that'll work too. But first we need to actually get it to legendary. Trading was still slow and I felt severely crippled without my usual Legion and Link skills. So instead of grinding, I completed a few more quests in Gold Beach in that team dungeon for some fast EXP and we reached level 60. Also, while you're completing your job advancement, make sure to complete the Have You Learned About Potential and Have You Learned About Bonus Stats quest to get a free ring and a free shoulder. Those quests are, you guessed it, found in the light bulb on the left side of the screen as well. Because we are an Ice Lightning Mage, our attacks have an Ice element that does more damage against monsters that are weak to that element, so instead of the usual Copper Sand Drakes, we're going to grind at Red Drakes to train just a bit faster. We're level 63 now, and I think it's time to start unlocking some stuff already. We're going to unlock the first Familiar badge and unlock our first row in our monster collection. Familiars are amazing to get additional stats, both early on and later in the game. We're going for the Snail badge, but you can also go for the Edelstein one, which has one less monster to collect. Both are pretty easy though. The Green Snail one can be tough to collect though, and we did not actually complete the set yet, so after being there for like 10 minutes. But I did reveal one of my other familiars that I found and actually got 15% ignore defense line on one of them, which will be amazing for bossing later on. When collecting my first monsters, I usually go to the 4 eye monsters in Ylenia, the Evil Eye, Cursed Eye, Cold Eye and Surgeon Eyes. This will take about 10 minutes to collect all of them. You just gotta hit them and then at one point you'll randomly collect them. You can also use the Archer Explorer link skill to collect them faster, but yeah, we don't have any link skills or Legion yet, so it took about 10 minutes. And this is actually pretty important for our account, because once you collect a row of monsters, you can send those away on an expedition. Every few hours they return with reward points and sometimes trade boost potions, potential skulls, spell traces and occult cubes. And all of those are super useful, especially the reward points, which we will need to purchase totems later. Those can be used to grind a lot faster. They boost the spawn rate, more spawn, more monsters to kill, you grind faster. So the more reward points we get the earlier on, the better. We will also get reward points from daily bosses later on, but this will be super helpful to begin with. You can also play MapleStory Mobile and connect your PC account to complete daily quests there for 500 reward points for free every day. But I already connected mine to my main account, so I'm not doing that. We continue trading at Stairway to the Sky 1 in Orbis and go to Aqua Road afterwards for a few level ups. I also finally got the snail card, so now we got our first badge. Now we can use 2 familiars at the same time. We also got one that gives crit rate and one that increases meso drop rate, which is perfect for grinding. We grind at authorized personnel only in Megatia up to level 98. By the way, if you're looking for more grinding spots, make sure to check out my training guide that is appearing as a card right about now. This one is still up to date, so you can use that to its fullest. And finally we reach level 100 while trading at Skynest 2 in Livre. I Starforced the low level gear that we got from the team dungeons to actually trade here, and monsters are red, so weak to ice, let's go. After the 4th job advancement we find the normal Zakoon boss with a rune active for some additional levels and our first chance to get boss accessories. But obviously we're unlucky Sand, so no luck yet finding those. Reaching level 100 we can also open a reboot box to get some mesos and epic potential scrolls. Those are super useful. We complete the quest to get our gold emblem as an explorer and purchase a secondary weapon from the item vendor in Livre. I'm for now planning to replace that with a shield at a later point because you can Starforce that, so I won't spend too much in upgrading that, but getting those 2 items to epic and rolling lines of magic attack percentage is going to give us a massive boost in our damage. All the other gear that we have been using so far we just got from monster drops. Reaching level 105 we can also now start running Monster Park twice a day. Monster Park tickets can be bought in the reboot server for mesos in the cash shop, up to 5 additionally per day, but I would rather save my mesos for mastery books, for cubing and Starforce because mesos are still pretty scarce at this point of the game. I will however buy additional entry tickets on Sunday. On that day Monster Park rewards EXP cards, which we as of now have no access to, so that will help us a lot when we're grinding later on. You can also use the Monster Park coins that you get from those boxes to purchase EXP boost potions, attack speed potions and a greed pendant, which can be useful to get more gear to drop. We grinded Robos and Ludi until level 111 and then moved to the Spirit Viking Starforce maps. Those monsters are weak to lightning, so our chain lightning will deal additional damage. At level 115 we can unlock the Lion King Castle team dungeon, which we start completing. We go all the way in until we reach level 119 and we run out of quests. I actually first had to level up a couple more times to complete the quest line before we can actually fight Von Leyen. Also I started using my free pet, as you might have noticed already, and with the current events active we will get a free pet in a week, so that will be pretty amazing. That's a 90-day pet we can get from this event. So if you're starting off right now, make sure to complete the daily login check to get a free pet at day 9. The weekend days count as 2 days each, so that's really nice. We continue grinding up until level 125 at Spirit Vikings and start our first run of Maple Tour. Maple Tour can be accessed through the Dimensional Mirror in Maple Global only, and this is used to make mesos. It's basically Monster Park, but instead of EXP you'll get mesos. We can also use the coins we get from here to buy power elixirs, so we never have to buy potions ever. We complete the Von Leyen questline next and finally face off against this easy version, but this was actually far from easy. This will give us another boss crystal that we can sell for some mesos, and if you want to, you can also go for the Von Leyen set with the coins you can collect from this boss. But man, that was a really tough battle, that took forever. This is what 0% boss damage looks like, and it ain't pretty. Next I completed the one assigned quest in Green Folktown, Rite of Ludibrium. I completed the introduction quest for Papilladis. Once you start the first quest and defeat a monster, make sure to check the light bulb to find the special Starforce introduction quest there all the way at the bottom. You'll need to complete that one to proceed with the Papilladis quest line. It's kinda hidden, but I'm pretty sure you guys got this. But before we face off against Papilladis, I first reached level 140 so I could equip my Pencil gear and Starforce that to 10 stars to get a bit stronger. Easy Papilladis doesn't drop anything special, but again we get mesos from the boss crystal and we might get some additional cubes and flames that are always useful for upgrading. Plus fighting all these additional bosses also rewards you with reward points, which we'll need for our totem later. We can also take down normal Hilla at this point. For my hyperstat I will put 10 points in crit rate first and later critical damage, or sort of in between, just depends on how many points I have. Chain Lightning has an additional 25% crit rate, so I should be getting close to 85% crit rate when I up my crit rate a little bit through the hyperstat points. If you're just starting out and your crit rate is really low, even with hyperstats and familiars included, then I wouldn't put any points in critical damage yet. Critical damage will increase your outgoing damage a lot more than adding additional points in, for example, just damage or normal monster damage or weapon attack. But if your crit rate is low, it loses its effectiveness as it only works when you actually crit, so do keep that in mind. I cubed a bit of my gear next. My goal is to get everything to epic with at least 6% int on it, except for the weapon, secondary and amp, as we want to get magic attack on those. We continue bossing and defeat Easy Magnus and normal Root Abyss. This will help us unlock Chaos Root Abyss later and more boss crystals to sell and more cubes and reward points for us too. Next we're grinding by completing the Temple of Time questline to unlock the Pink Bean boss at a later stage. Also the Blooming Forest event was released around this time. Like I mentioned in my event video, I'm putting points in EXP, normal monster damage and critical rate first. I'll be using the event throughout the series to reach our goal. I used the level up potions that we got from the event for some additional levels. If you aren't as lucky as me, you can keep grinding using my actual trading guide. I'm usually grinding in the Curling Tower around these levels. At level 175 we fight Horntail for the first time for a new ring and a pendant, but no luck on the earrings though. We also start the Silent Crusade questline. This is a level 90 quest that goes all the way up to level 160, so this is the perfect time to do it. It will take up to 2 days to complete this entire questline, as you can only enter 15 boss portals a day, and you actually need to enter 20. I also took a gamble and didn't complete the Afterlands questline, and instead wanted to get the Shanghai totems. You can get some really nice permanent totems from Afterlands, but the Shanghai ones have better stats, but you actually need to grind for those. And I found the first 2 pretty fast, but that third one I still haven't found. I have like enough totems for the next 6 months, but not that freaking golden incense burner. Soon TM, I'll get that one. I use my 300 coins that we get from the event to purchase a trade boost potion in the store so I can unlock my pocket slot by leveling up my charm. We then got ourselves a rose clipping and boom, pocket slot unlocked. We're wearing a pocket item that we got from Hilla for now. Next we're completing the level 170 questline in New Leaf City. We completed 3 quests to get a ring, and we're gonna work on getting our final ring from completing the final chapter in the Silent Crusade questline. Now we have a new title, a new ring and a ton of potions. In real time we're on day 4 now, by the way, and finally after 4 days we get our first Zakuma accessory drop. Only one though, we still need to get the other one though. Let's keep grinding and reach level 200. Also, good news for us, the monsters in Phase 2 are weak against lightning and against fire as well if you're grinding on a fire poison mage or a paladin. So, faster grinding, here we come. We can also clear the introduction quest and scrapyard for a good chunk of EXP, and I cleared the Fox Valley team dungeon for some additional EXP, just you know, as a change of pace. Got kinda boring just grinding in Phase 2. After reaching level 180, you can also start running easy or normal Gollux depending on how strong you are. This was easy Gollux, by the way. Also very important, I didn't mention this yet, after reaching level 101, complete the Ursus quest to find this big girl during double meso time for about 80 million mesos every day. Super worth it. And just like that, we reach level 200. Finally we can start the 5th job advancement and open the reboot box for the final reward. There are a lot of messes in there and some other useful stuff like cubes. I used a few of those cubes that I got from bosses in the reboot box, and boom, my emblem got the unique and we rolled 15% magic attack. Let's go. Keeping that one for a long while. And with that we complete the 5th job advancement and are now ready for the next steps in our adventure. Now we have 2800 int, by the way. In the next episode we're gonna reach level 210, Starforce and cube more of our gear, as we should have about 1 billion mesos by then, and I'll start working on my Legion and Link skills. So stay tuned for the next episode. And that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed the start of this series. Let me know if you want to see more, or if you have any feedback, or if you want to see something different, let me know. Many thanks to our members also for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Anwar NHI, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy, Vira, Trevor, Michael Machaka, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, ceemak, Striker Elk, Tidal1 Pan, Victor Sundstrom, Radical Jaws, Ricer RU, Gummy Bullet, Lovebird, Surtito 655, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Anarch, Galando Balavia, my name is Coppersan and I'm super cute XOXO, PC Game Life, Dante Victory, Stanislaus Ksuma Begas, level 243 Paladin Reboot, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, I'm Disappointed, Lucky Beats, Gabriel Ek, Pedro Benetti, Conrad Cristales and Ace Light. Thank you all so much for watching, stay safe and happy mapling!